This is the Renpho Eyeris 3 eye massager. This is the third eye massager from Renpho that I've checked out so far on my channel. In today's video, I'll take a look at what comes with this device out of the box. I'll talk about some of the specifications and features of this eye massager, and then I will provide my overall thoughts after using the device. So let's start by taking a look at what comes with this eye massager out of the box. And like most of them that I've taken a look at so far, it is not much. So you have the massager here itself. You have a sort of like this bronze, rose gold sort of finish on it. You'll see it's very reflective. You see my camera reflecting in there. You've got the Renpho branding on one side. On the other side, you have 4 buttons that are on like this silicone pad. You have a power button, you have a heat vibration button, you have a modes and pressure button, and a volume button. When you look at the front of the device, it does fold in half. You have that same sort of metallic rose gold, bronze colored finish on that piece in the middle there. It is plastic. You have a USB-C charging port just underneath that. When you go towards the other side of the massager, you have the part that is actually going to rest up against your eyes. This has a real soft sort of vinyl fabric on it. It does have a pad underneath it. You've got a couple different air pouches in here. So you've got one on each side that sort of goes in this horseshoe shape on your temples, and then the other side right here around your eyes. So there's 4 different zones there specifically. There's also 2 little pieces of Velcro on the top here. You have an adjustable elastic strap. That strap also has a small amount of branding on the little clip there, and that is everything that the massager looks like itself. You also get a small carry pouch. It's got this sort of like velvety fabric on it. You've got the Renpho branding on the tag. It is just a drawstring pouch. The massager easily fits in it. I actually found that this works really well as a little cleaning cloth as well. When this starts to show fingerprints, you can easily use this just to wipe those fingerprints off. You do also get a USB-A to USB-C charging port. Nice long cord. Does not come with a charging block. The next thing you get is a cooling eye gel mask, and that was what the Velcro on this is for. So this eye mask actually slips over and Velcros onto the inside. I will show that a little bit later in the video, but you do just easily attach it and Velcros onto the top there. And then lastly, you get a user manual and a quick start guide. The quick start guide just walks you through all the different buttons and how to put the device on. So now let's talk about some of the specifications and features of this device. Before I do that, I just want to talk through the control pad a little bit further. So you do have the power button. If you long press that, it's going to turn the device on and off. If you short press that, it's going to cycle through the time settings. You also have a vibration and temperature button. So this button, if you long press it, you can change to turn vibration on and off. If you short press it, you can cycle through the different temperature modes. Across from that, you have a button that controls the modes and the pressure. And then below that, you have a little speaker looking button that controls the soundtracks, the volume, and then also allows you to mute or unmute the voice controls on this. So this device does come with 3 different massage modes. So once you have it turned on, the modes that you can cycle through are tension, retinol protection, and regeneration. Tension will rotate or alternate between the different air pouches that are inside on either side. Retinol protection is just going to be the interior pouches, and then the regeneration mode is just going to be the exterior pouches on your temples. Now with all of these, you do have 3 different temperature settings that you can also cycle through. So they have a low, medium, and high. Those temperature settings are going to range from 104 all the way up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. One improvement of these from the previous generations that I've seen is they do actually get a little bit closer to that heat, but I still found that it's a little bit of a struggle for it to actually get to that high heat that they promise, but it is definitely an improvement from the Eyeris 2. The additional setting you have is a vibration setting. So you have 1 level of vibration that you can be cycled on, as well as 3 different types of pressure. So you can do a soft, a medium, or a strong pressure between all those. And again, you can cycle through all those with these different button combinations on the side. It tells you what you're cycling through once you have it on, so it actually voice talks to you. So I'll turn it on here just so you guys can hear what it says when it turns on.
Welcome to the Renpho Eye Massager. Air pressure plus heat.
So it tells you what it's going to happen, air pressure plus heat. It does automatically turn back to the last setting that you had it on. Once you have it on, there are 3 different time settings that you can cycle through: 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 20 minutes. There are 3 different soundtracks that you can choose from. I like to call them just sort of nature sounds or spa sounds. They're a little bit different depending on which one you cycle through. You do also have the ability to connect these via Bluetooth to your phone and play your own music, which is a nice little change of pace. So if you wanted to go to Apple or Spotify and choose like a guided meditation routine, you could actually turn that on as well and just follow along while you have this eye massager on. To show you a few more of the voice commands, I'm just going to press some of these buttons just so you can hear how it talks to you when you change them.
No temperature. Low heat. Strong pressure. No pressure. pressure.
The battery on this is a 1500 milliamp battery. It does take about 3 hours to fully charge, but once it is charged, you'll get about a 4-hour battery life out of that individual charge, depending on what zones and modes that you are using it on, but that is what it's rated at. The weight of this is nice and light still, like the other ones. It's 12.5 ounces, so nothing super heavy. It's not gonna weigh your face down. I personally feel like the fit on this is pretty good. I would rate the fit a 7 out of 10. I'd rate the comfort an 8 out of 10. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on now. I'm gonna show myself using it. Before I do that though, I wanna just show how you actually put this cooling gel mask on. This cooling gel mask, it does provide a completely different sensation compared to the heated function on here. It is designed to fit over the device and it is a little bit difficult to put on. The way they recommend is putting the top on first and getting it connected to the Velcro. You just sort of slip it on there and get that top piece on the Velcro, and then it has these little flaps or wings that you can slide over the edges, but it's just a little difficult with the elastic strap there in the way. But once you have it on, it does stay on pretty easily, but it feels completely different. So I did keep this in the freezer, so it's coming straight out of the freezer. It is nice and cool. It's great if you have like swollen eyes, I'm thinking hangover or the migraines, that maybe some of that icy relief does help. The first device that I've seen that has a cooling functionality to it. Now, obviously it's not a built-in cooling functionality, but it's one that you can add in. The gel on this, even if you don't put it in the freezer, actually does feel nice and cool just at room temperature, and it stays cool pretty long. I would kind of liken it to, the most obvious thing I can compare it to that I've seen in myself before is like a gel mouse pad. It's got a little bit of a squish to it. It's nice relaxed that you maybe normally rest your wrist on. It feels very similar to that, but once you put it in the freezer, it does hold that cold temperature pretty long. Like, it doesn't melt immediately. So with this on my face right now, it is still very cool. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet that I think is arguably the best feature of the Eyeris 3 is that it actually takes voice commands. So one really cool feature of this, and it's arguably the best feature of this, is that it does use voice controls. So you can actually tell it what you want it to do. So the buttons can be really difficult to feel actually what it is, but once you have the device on, all you have to do is say, "Hi Iris," and then there's an entire card of different commands that you can give it where it'll actually cycle through and change the things without you actually even having to press any buttons. I'm gonna turn it on here and then just show an example of telling it to change modes. So long press this button to turn it on.
Welcome to the Renpho Eye Massager. Heat only.
Hi Iris.
Welcome.
Change mode.
Retinal protection mode.
Hi Iris.
Welcome.
Change mode.
Regeneration mode.
So real easily like that, you can just cycle through different commands. It does come with a little quick start guide here that tells you all the commands. So you can tell it to turn off, change time, vibration on, vibration off, high heat, no temperature, low heat, medium heat, change mode, soft pressure, medium pressure, strong pressure, no pressure, change music, increase, decrease volume, turn the sound on and off. Everything that you would really want to be able to do with the buttons, you can just tell it to do that. So obviously you have to sort of remember and memorize some of these commands in order to get it to do that without having to press anything, but that is the most advanced feature that I've seen on any eye massager that I've taken a look at so far. And it's the only one that tackles the biggest complaint that I've had with all these devices, is that unless you completely memorize the feeling of all these buttons and know exactly what each one of them does, with you long press or short press, it's really difficult to know what the button you're gonna press is gonna do. That voice command feature is a complete game changer. So I do, again, want to put this on. While I have this on, I'm just going to talk about the comfort and the fit of this as well. One thing that they've continued from the Eyeris 2 is that it is a little bit longer. This pad that's on it extends beyond the massager itself. This has got the thickest padding in terms of padding between the actual air pouches and the part that touches your eyes. The first generation had almost nothing. The second generation was a little bit more. This Eyeris 3 has a lot more. When you add the gel mask on, it's even more on top of that. Once you have it on, it's definitely comfortable. Now, the fit of this, you know, it's interesting because I have found that it does slip down pretty easily, and I don't know why that's different on this one for me compared to the other ones, but I have been having that problem with this one specifically. I just want to go and turn it on. I think I have it on right now, so I'm just going to check. Hi, Iris.
Welcome.
Change mode.
Tension relief mode.
Hi, Iris.
Welcome.
Strong pressure.
Strong pressure.
So I've got this on the highest pressure now. I just want to talk about what I'm feeling. So this is the regeneration mode. So it's just alternating between filling the air pouches by my temples and then filling the air pouches that kind of circle around. Basically, I'd say like 60% of your eye, inside bridge of your nose part, and then back by your temples. Even though there's the pad, even though there's the gel mask, I'm still feeling this pressure. It's very relaxing pressure. It's not an overly hard squeeze, even though this is on the highest pressure. Now remember, a lot of that's going to come from how tight you adjust this. The point is to just lay back and relax for a little while and just get a sense of which mode you like, if you like the vibration or not. If I turn the vibrations on here, the vibration on this, I actually think has been improved from the previous generation as well. I feel it a lot more kind of all throughout my face here, but still primarily just on like the bridge of my nose, down below here by my cheekbones, a little bit on the sides. For me, the vibration mode has been completely useless on all the other versions of this or any of the eye massagers I've taken a look at. This one just feels a little bit stronger, but I still don't really feel that it does anything really beneficial for me. It's more just an annoyance than anything. Just really, really cool that it has that capability of just doing the voice mode. So a couple other notes about this. It is currently priced at $120. It does come with a 1-year warranty. It is FSA and HSA eligible. In terms of some of the things that I really like about this, I love, love, love the voice commands. I think it, like I mentioned earlier, is an absolute game changer. I do think that the gel mask is a nice little touch, although I don't really see the overall benefit of having the massage plus the cooling. Well, it does feel good. It just seems a little bit contrary to me. Typically, if you want an eye massager with heat or vibration, it's to help increase blood flow to an area. So I would think if you're gonna use the cooling mask, you actually wouldn't turn the massage mode on. You would just wear it as a cooling mask, but maybe an eye doctor can chime in and maybe provide some contrary thoughts to my opinion there, but that's just kind of how my thought process works with that. It is a nice little touch, and again, it is the first eye massager that I've seen that has that. I do like the continued fit and comfort of these. I do think it still can be improved, but it is much improved from the Eyeris 1. Some things I think they could improve. I wish it had more than the 2 zones that it massages in. So you basically have one that's over here on your temples and then one that's on the interior of the eye. It'd be great if there was like 4 of those, just so you could get different patterns and different vibrations, or just target individual areas specifically. If you wanted to only do, you know, your upper eyebrow, you could just do that and things like that. A little bit more customization. Obviously, the more pouches, the more customized you can get with that. I think it still is hard to know the buttons. I don't really have a perfect solution other than spreading them out a little bit more, so it's very obvious you know which one you are pressing. Again, the voice commands completely changes that. You really don't even need the buttons once you have the device on. Again, if you are going to be feeling around for it, it is pretty difficult just to figure that out. Another thing I don't like about it is that it shows fingerprints really, really easily. So not the worst thing about it, because it does look cool that it's shiny, but I just really don't like that you have those fingerprints. Again, I've just been using my pouch to sort of buff them out every now and then, but it's almost like every single session that I use it, you do have those fingerprints all over it. I probably wouldn't recommend getting the shiny one if that's going to be a concern for you. You know, I don't know what their thought process on that was, other than it does look cool. Again, just a little nitpicking thought of mine. So those are just some overall thoughts on this device. If you guys have questions about this, go ahead, drop it in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer those. If there's another eye massager you want me to take a look at, drop that in the comments as well. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, hitting that notification bell, get notified anytime I have new videos. I am going to be looking at a few more eye massagers, comparing these ones against some other ones, trying to figure out what the best eye massager on the market is. Stay tuned to my channel for more eye massager reviews if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, that is the Renpho Eyeris 3. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.